If I'm going to try a new drug, it's going to be Ozempic. That's the way to go.
No, you're not.
I gotta look up exactly
don't
what that
take that shit. You're just going to be sloughing off muscle, but you're like, the weight on the scale goes down. No, you don't want that shit. It seems like that's
Ozempic
for like
is
morbidly
a weekly
obese
injection that helps lower blood sugar by helping the pancreas make more insulin. It is not approved for weight loss, but some physicians prescribe it to be used for weight loss. I'm going to keep reading because I need to. I don't know what it does.
Mm-hmm.
On average, with the recommended starting Ozempic dosage of 0.25 milligrams, a 500 to 1,000 calorie reduced diet. I don't know if that's reducing it by. I suppose it's reducing it, but on what size person? And exercise 3 times a week. This is stupid. That never.
Yeah, it's almost like this is brand new. Like they don't know shit seemingly.
Oh, there's some old videos here who explain it, but
there've been so many celebrities on Ozempic. It's like their most effective advertising. I think Ozempic is the next like tadalafil. Like just it becomes widely consumed, and that it has a huge impact on our population once the manufacturing kicks up. Right now, it's rare, scarce is a better word, but it's going to be the next mega drug. It makes people thin.
I think you're right.
Okay, so there's another drug called Wegovy, Wegovy, and it's a higher dose version of Ozempic, and it is approved to help people manage their weight. This includes adults and adolescents age 12 and older who meet certain basically fatties.
Yeah, being fat. Yeah,
yeah, like super fat.
People who only have 4-packs. Disgusting.
There's a picture of a woman here, and she looks like, I don't know, Gimli's mom or something, like big fatties. How it works. I'm really interested. Here's what I would be interested in. Something that I inject and it just kind of does its job at making me get not as fat on as many calories, right? Like however that works. I don't care. I want to be able to eat more. I always want to be able to eat more.
It's an appetite suppressant.
Like it's an appetite, but it doesn't sound like that because it's making the pancreas make more insulin to lower blood sugar. That's how it treats diabetes. I would think that there's a similar mechanism helping weight loss, like something to do with insulin and glucose levels.
I'm out of my depth, but I think Taylor's right. And insulin and appetite are somehow related.
I don't care about appetite's present because I have like, I don't know, willpower plus like whatever else. Like I don't need that.
But apparently that's what it is.
Chemicals that make it easier to stay lean.
Well, that's the thing, Kyle, is you are absolutely not the target market for this drug because you have the wherewithal and the discipline that when you want to make a change, you're going to do it. So if the principal benefit is to help someone who has no willpower staying away from chocolates and candy by fixing their insulin so they don't
that's genuinely not a
like
problem.
that wouldn't be good for you because like you don't need that.
Did Kyle say it elevates your insulin or lowers it?
I believe it increases insulin to lower blood sugar but I read it a minute ago and those are very similar sentences.
I'm with you. Yeah, Zach wrote this. Elevated insulin not only increases hunger, it impacts the types of food you crave and how foods taste and how much you eat. In short, elevated insulin makes you hungry and leads to overeating. Ozempic is a weekly injection that helps lower blood sugar by helping the pancreas make more insulin. So it's not clear to me why more insulin would.
So does that make you insulin resistant over time? If something spikes, how much?
It's meant to treat diabetes in low dose. And
I just know it's more wildly effective
for
at
weight
making
loss.
people lose weight. It's just
okay.
People are having, the transformations you can hardly believe. Like that's the same chick, or oh my god, now you need that like skin removal surgery. Ozempic is dishing that out all over the place. And the celebrities that like these chicks that were hot, but now they're like 38 and they're just like a little thick. They hop on Ozempic. Kim Kardashian got back in like prime shape and she's in her 40s. From
Ozempic? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah, it'll probably be. Hopefully, I
want to hear what Derek says
side
about
effects
Ozempic.
we don't know about.
That's always
he's done a lot of videos on it, but it's difficult to like they're like 27 minutes long, and it takes a really focused attention span to extract the thing that I'm trying to gather from it. But
gotcha.
I think the takeaway is it works. But as soon as you hop off it, you get fat again.
So if you want,
even if the side effects are like bad, like like even if it had bad side effects, would those side effects add up to worse than like diabetes or like, you know what I mean? Like I know it's new and they don't know yet, but like
are more like punishment pain related. Like you get really nauseous. You don't enjoy food anymore. Like you look better, but you are less happy.
You just come off.
I would not want to be
able
nauseous all the time.
Take it sustainably. Derek was telling me about something.
It's sexy.
That's a
Derek and I talked once about. Derek and I talked once about something that I could potentially use if like hunger pangs were like a real issue, like because I was like, the nicotine helps, and he's like, yeah, nicotine will help. You can bang that. He's like, and if it gets real bad and you just can't fucking stand it, then there was something else. Maybe it was a SARM or something like that. Maybe it was some numbers and letters, but I remember him. I think I remember him mentioning, that there's a thing you can take if you just can't fucking stand it, and you could take that. But I never escalated to that because I was always hungry, but I was never just like sitting there fucking hitting my thigh like I just need a chip.
I feel like your success was so good that it just kept that reward effort cycle going. Like,
that's a big part of it.
Yeah, like I'm getting results from doing this. I like doing this, and do you like every single aspect of doing it? Was there no pain? Not no pain, but the gains are worth the pain, and yeah, that's my take on
what everyone does when they get motivated to get into shape is they hit it hard for 6 weeks and they still haven't seen any results, like not at all a lot of times. And they look in the mirror and they can't even fucking tell the difference after 6 weeks. And they're like, God, it's been almost 2 months. That's how your brain works. You're like, I see people doing 3-month transformations and here I am halfway there and I don't even see a change. This isn't worth the pain. I want some food. I'm hungry. You know what? Pizza has a lot of protein, and you'll start talking about like use macros to trick you into junk food.
Oh,
they'll do that, and they'll do that, and then they'll quit. But when you're going full force, tweaking all the knobs on your RPG character and min-maxing everything, including steroids, testosterone, which is what it is, you see results fast. 6 weeks, and I was like, oh shit, that was 6 weeks. God, what is 12 gonna look like? And in 12, it was like, I didn't think it was going to look like this. What is 6 months? And it was every time you like take note of yourself and compare befores and afters, and especially the way I was keeping up with the DEXA scans, and I had the hard numbers. It's just like playing your RPG character. That people often say that if people ran their lives like they do their RPG characters, they'd all be fit millionaires. Because if you look at how people run their RPG characters, like, oh my God, you got everything where it's supposed to be. Your house is even well made. You know what I mean? Like you went and put the little gym, you hung pictures on the wall in your fake house.
You got a perfectly clean Skyrim house in your filthy hovel of a gaming room.
Yeah. So, but if you have those, because in an RPG, for one thing, it's a fun game, but also you get instant results. You grind a skill long enough, all of a sudden you punch guys and something happens. And just seeing those visual results that you get from TRT and everything else really kept me motivated every step of the way. That and having people to disappoint, namely Derek. Didn't want to disappoint Derek because I made a promise. He didn't ask me to make a promise, but I was just like, dude, you because he's putting so much time into it for nothing seemingly. I was like, you've helped me so much. You've clearly spent so much time. I will not let you down. I promise I will not let you down. This is gonna be cool. And I was so scared of those weight check-ins with Derek and failing them. I've said it a bunch of times, but I'll keep saying it. UFC fighters that miss weight are fucking pussies, and they're not professional, and it's embarrassing.
Yeah,
that because it's all willpower. You're a pussy. It's embarrassing. Like
I remember texting you.
If you have an injury where you can't walk, you do arm pedals. Like you get the work done one way or another if you're a professional. I was doing it for funsies and I did it. You're getting millions of dollars. It's your livelihood. It's your family's livelihood. You're a pussy. You're not professional. Embarrassing.
I don't remember what game it was, but when you were in the middle of that transformation, I remember like texting you one night in our chat, like, hey, hop on, let's play this. And you're like, I really want to, but I just weighed in and I'm 179 instead of 177.6. And so I'm headed to the gym. I'm like, are you sure? And you're like, yeah, Derek will be mad. Like, just go there.
I can't remember what my final weight was. I think it was like 167 or something.
Yeah, it was. I think you were in the 160s. Like you were low.
Yeah. That was so. When I broke 170, it was like, oh shit, we didn't just crack it. We broke it wide open and went to like 168.8 or something, So it was like, I don't feel sick. I don't feel nauseous. Every now and then I get lightheaded and I'm having like these waves of like heat and stuff. But I see UFC fighters crying in tubs. You know what I mean? I clearly am. That's what I'm getting at. Yes. Look, I don't like talking shit if I haven't done a thing. But when I see these people 60 days in, it's like, I did that, you pussy. Stop crying. Fucking get back in there, you pussy. Did that.
When you're in the habit of eating whatever you want all the time and you try and not, it's tough. It's like, what do normal people do to feel good right now?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yes, I gotta cut myself.
You also, Dick was disgusted when he mentioned your celebration dinner immediately afterward.
Yes.
What was it that you had again?
For some reason, I don't know what it was, but I got in my head. I'm like, the second I can eat again, I just want to eat as much Taco Bell as quickly as possible. So I ran to Dick's house right at like an hour before showtime, and I said, weigh me right the fuck now. I took off all my clothes except for my underwear. And he's like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't care. I want to win this. All right. And then he weighed in. And the second he weighed me in, I went, all right, you got the number? Good. And then I just sat down and I ate burritos until the show started.
You should have it right in front of him.
I think I was eating during the show as well. Yeah, it was not pretty. It was not I wanted a cheesy gordita crunch, man.
Oh, have you maintained any weight loss from it? Or are you back to your fighting weight?
I am beef.
For the crunch wrap?
Yeah,
it's important. I just like the Taco Bell beef. Their chicken and their steak is like,
that's the wrong answer.
I don't know, man.
Those are the grossest thing you could have said. That's the worst.
I was hoping you'd be like, no meat, potatoes.
No. Look, I'm in LA. If I want a real taco, I go to a Mexican guy. If I want to eat like an idiot, I go to Taco Bell and I get fake tacos.
Oh,
I'll say this: I started at 310. I got down to 280 for the weight loss contest. Then Christmas hit, and it's like, what are you going to do? You got to eat a little turkey. You got to do whatever. I came back up.
That's where it hurts you, the turkey.
All right, now I'm back down. I'm hovering around 290, but we've picked up some healthy habits. Very good. You can see right here, we got the 0-calorie Gatorade, only 5 calories.
Very nice. We're hovering close to 290. Not.
We're at like 291. I'm trying to get under it efficiently. And I just got to kick my own ass.
How tall?
My sister said, how tall am I? I'm 6 foot. So
okay, that's fine. Like you're not in a terrible situation. Like you're not.
It could be way worse.
Oh yeah. If you said like 5'7", it's like, oh
yeah, you're fucked. Oh. It's actually great. There's one picture that I took. It's weird. I don't know. It must be the camera angle on our Biggest Problem in the Universe. Everyone assumes I'm like a really short guy, but me and Dick are basically like the same height. So there's like one picture of us standing side by side, and every time people see that picture, the reaction is always, oh, you're not like the fattest motherfucker who ever lived. You're just like a little too big. I'm like, cool.
You're basically the same height and weight as Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Rounded up.
I'm a Lesnar.
Yeah. Right. You and Lesnar, same weight class. That's good.
That's funny to like sit on the couch as like a fat guy watching like the NFL combine and be like, yeah, me and that guy about the same size.
Oh, okay. Oh, look, honey, it's my weight division.
See, the difference is this guy's 6'8" and I'm 5'8", though.
I sent him a letter. I said, if they ever need to swap somebody in on the field, I'm available. They've expressed
Jason
interest.
Kelce just retired. Open spot. Just saying.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah. Try it out.
I was doing the Ozempic at one point, but it started making me violently ill. And then my sister sent me.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Wait, baby. You'll never make it in the NFL.
To say who sent it to me, because now all this stuff, it's all bootleg weight loss drugs now. So my sister's like, hey, I got some extra. Let me send it to you.
Whoa.
And it doesn't come in like a normal like pill bottle. It's like vials labeled with the Mountain Dew logo on them. And I'm like, what are they going to make the weight loss drugs sketch and fucked up? Like,
wait.
I would like. Is it like flavored?
Mountain Dew label? Does it actually have?
He has street. I have street
Ozempic.
Yeah. So
it's the new, but it's the new designer Ozempic. It's probably cut with fentanyl. Like I'm all worried about.
That would be so funny if you died from a fentanyl overdose.
Like there are like
everything you've ever consumed came from a pharmacy.
Well, I know I got these bottles of peptides, and I got to mix them up right, or I'm probably going to die. So, we'll see.
You have to mix the way you got.
I got to
it
mix it
like a
myself,
kit?
so you have to get the water. You got to get the needles.
What is
And
that
then
water called? Is it special water?
Bacteriostatic water. It's like super
I don't know what
purified
that
water.
means.
Yeah.
I don't know either. It's
Regular distilled
of course.
water is gross, I guess.
I don't know.
You
It
don't
comes in this
inject that
little
into your body.
vial. And then there's all these guys online.
drink
Probably all the guys doing steroids right now are
Not
probably
to your
listening
veins.
this.
What you're doing is so sketchy to me. It was
Yeah.
like when I was like researching stuff a couple years ago, like performance enhancing drugs and all sorts of things, from everything from HGH to like weird steroids. It's like, yeah, you can just mix this stuff at home. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean mix it at home? This ain't Betty Crocker. This is medical science.
Mhm.
Like, no, they send you this, and then you just get the water off the internet. What? And then and I can just imagine like adding special what is it?
Bacteriostatic water.
Static water, yeah, into there, and they like shaking it, I guess, and being like, yeah, that looks about right to inject into my body. Yeah.
Well, that's the scary part, is that you go online and you're trying to find like a guide to how to do it, but it's all written by like Crunk Monkey 420. And, and it's all like, from like these old steroid guides from like 2004 Usenet message boards. And it's like, oh yeah, when you put the water in, you can't just like inject it in. You have to let it leak down the side of the bottle, or else you won't activate the peptides correctly and you'll die.
Yeah,
and
last
you only
post
shake
11
it,
years ago.
you have to shake it 2 times, 1 time, 3 times, 2 times, 1 time. If you shake it 5 times, 1 time, 3 times, then there's a reaction, and you're like, why can't a doctor do this?
I think I got this.
Because you don't want to pay for that. Clearly,
down, left, right, A, B.
Well, it's not that I don't want to pay for it.
Weight loss
First of all, my health insurance, like nobody can get it. That's the thing about these weight loss drugs. Nobody has them. The only places that have them are these fucked up labs that are selling it for research purposes.
That's why it wasn't sketch to me. I was like, there's no other way to get Ozempic.
No, not really. No.
It's like, I don't know, smoking pot 15 years ago or something. Like, yeah, it came from some national forest in Mexico. They all do.
I thought it was some like rare
not a
like diabetes medicine before.
They have, you can get it prescribed, but the problem is that the supply is so finite that like, I think these labs are just selling it.
The idea that an American doctor can't get me something is just flabbergasting.
Well, let's put it this way. Once they figured out it worked on fatty boom baddies, they were like, let's just put every fat person in America on. Like, literally, right now, every fat person in America is going to their doctor, and they're like, so should I exercise? Should I eat right? And they're like, no, we have a magic pill. Just wait until it comes in stock.
Actually, that doesn't make me money, but this does. So I'm going to recommend it. It must be funny to be like in your, wearing kitchen gloves on your counter, mixing this up, counting your shakes, and having like just a brief moment of lucidity.
I feel like I'm in Breaking Bad.
I know someone who
this is all just to avoid eating less.
Yeah, I'm not even going to get a cool high. It's just going to make me not want to eat chicken sandwiches.
The last time I wore these, I cleaned the toilet, but I feel like I'm in Breaking Bad, so it must be okay.
Yeah.
Zach's saying they can't make enough because it was a diabetes drug, so they can't get enough for the diabetics.
Well, fuck those diabetics. Like, God cursed them once. They can wait in line.
Well, it depends what kind
someone who's on it, and they were like, yeah, I'm gonna go get some Ozempic. I was like, cool. And then they came back the next day, like, I got Ozempic, and now they use Ozempic. It seemed like, yes, they've lost 30 pounds in like 3 or 4 months or something. A friend,
somebody, a boy or girl that you know in real life,
a colleague.
They're binary.
Oh, seriously?
No,
you mean non?
I'm just trying to get a vibe.
If they're binary, that would mean they're just regular.
It's a guy. I just didn't know why it mattered. It's a guy.
People are
I didn't know
right
it was
now.
hard to get.
What do you call it? Like, Weight Watchers that they've always been like, eat right and exercise and whatever else. All the Weight Watchers people have been doing that their whole lives are pissed because Weight Watchers is like, yeah, we're gonna start selling that drug. And like, but I've been on Weight Watchers 20 years. You guys told me the path to happiness was to curb healthy eating habits, and they're like, nah, fuck that.
You saw
like hard. You're adding up points all day.
So Oprah has been the Weight Watchers lady for some time now.
Yes.
And I know that their stock really went up when she got on board. And I think she recently got off because she is on Ozempic, and I think their stock dropped. Which
Wouldn't she be a bad representative? I thought she struggled with her weight like up and down a ton of times.
Yes, but it goes down because of Weight Watchers.
A good salesman, right? Like every time she has success, she gets out there, takes some pictures, and says, "Look what Weight Watchers did for me." That
Yeah, I guess it's like a
yo-yo is
reminder
a
every 4
brilliant
years.
business strategy, actually. Up and down, up and you can't lose weight once.
Yeah,
She's so goddamn rich.
that's
and
true.
she's-
It's hard to lose weight once.
She's done it so many times. As you know, people like Woody and I, who remember when she had a daytime talk show, it's like, man, she has been like 50 different sizes. It's a good thing she's a billionaire because no one else could afford the wardrobe.
You know what I
mean,
hated? Oh,
she's been
I hated when
everything
she
from
ran that
skinny and
marathon.
hot to like fat.
dude, that bitch ran a marathon. Dude, if it takes you 12 fucking hours to run a marathon, you didn't run one step, you fat whore. You walked the marathon and told everyone you ran it.
So true. And I'm on that team. I was blown away when like I realized that anyone who completes a marathon can just say they ran it. They all get t-shirts. The people that walk across the finish line 9 hours in, they get a t-shirt and a wristband the same as everyone else. And that's stolen valor if I've ever seen it.
26 miles or something?
Yes, that's what, 3 miles an
26.2.
hour. That's a walking speed.
Bro, that's pathetic. I've never done
First of all,
anything
play
like
a
that.
real sport. Get out. First of all, get out of the road. You know, that's enough of that. Everybody,
here.
I can't go to Shake Shack because you're fucking around.
I used to live in Boston, and we were talking about fucking marathon shutting down the whole city. You're like, oh my God, I can't go anywhere because a bunch of idiots have to run today.
Do they sell shirts that are like, I survived the Boston Marathon?
What's a respectable
not
time
after
for, like-
that guy bombed
Oh my
it. Those
God.
shirts took on a different
Together
meaning,
immediately.
unfortunately.
That would be a
I
good.
survived the Boston Marathon is not a popular phrase.
Dude, it
No,
should be.
no.
That's hilarious.
I had a blast
Never
at
forget.
the Boston Marathon. No, take those shirts down. That's not good.
Blast at the Boston Marathon.
The pressure is on. Cooking at the Boston. No. Why did we make pressure cooker fucking t-shirts? Doesn't even make sense from a logistical standpoint. What's weird about the Ozempic stuff that I've been reading is that it curbs like all forms of addiction. They've started giving it to like gambling addicts.
Wow.
And guys are like, oh, I don't need to gamble anymore. I'm just I don't have that thing in me.
I'd want to
We're
talk
about
to a
to see
gambling
some-
addict and hear.
We're gonna
what
see some
they said
weird
about it.
changes. We're gonna see a
It's
lot of
ruined poker for me, Taylor. What if that
That's
was
what
the
it
take?
Yeah.
What if their take was, I used to get pleasure from like all sorts of things. I like to eat a good meal. I like to play a little poker. Sometimes I bet on the ponies. It never got out of hand until my diabetes flared up and I had to take Ozempic. Now nothing gives me pleasure. Now every waking moment is just a dull throb.
Yeah,
Ozempic. Call me Dr. Day.
Ozempic.
eating carrot sticks, frowning.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Because
I don't know
nothing
about that one.
matters anymore.
That could
Does
be.
I would have to. I'd be
Does it
so
curb
jacked.
a porn addiction? Does it change your preferences? Right? You're gonna start like it. What if you're like deep into the porn rabbit hole, right? And now you're all the way to like the extreme shit.
You're a class
take
5 gooner.
Right. And now you get on Ozempic and you still like porn. You just backed it off to like loving couples.
I mean, rationally, if it helps with gambling, it seems like you could plug any addiction in, right?
Reddit.
It says,
Because
it says it
gambling
can
is
help
like-
with like alcoholics and stuff. It's weird, man.
Interesting.
We're just fucking with the brain.
I would be so curious what a like specifically a gambling addict, because like there's no like substance you're getting. It's just the dopamine of gambling, like
Yeah.
talking to them. Because I bet it would be something like, oh, I just don't feel that impulse anymore. Almost like maybe they're muted. But then
Or
if they're
maybe
muted
winning
in a
doesn't
bunch
make
of
them
different
feel as good
ways, that
anymore.
could be negative. You know, then maybe they're not as affectionate with their loved ones, not as
Yeah.
close to their family. They're just more muted.
When you can
You
get it, is it
described it-
expensive? Like, is this like $1,000 a month or is this like $5,000 a month?
when I got a supply, I forget. I think it would be a 1 month supply if you're on the highest dose, but I started off at a lower dose, so it lasted me longer. So I think it was $300 for a 1 month supply, which is not of just getting the peptides. I'm sure if you get it like through your doctor, they're going to charge your health insurance.
That's basically
$5
free
grand
if you
or something.
actually have a fat loss pill or shot
Yeah.
or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
So I'm gonna call that $4,000 a year because I made up some shipping and bullshit.
Yeah.
If $4,000 a year to be skinny, like
Well,
it
you don't
sounds
need
like
to
a lot
take
of
it
money.
eating
once you
$4,000
get
less food.
skinny, once you get skinny, like you're good,
at
right?
least. Like,
No, I
Oh,
think
you don't
people
have to stay on it.
people who go off at Ozempic have a terrible track record of regaining the weight.
Yeah.
You know.
Like
makes sense.
it's close to 100%. So, but you know what? Take it forever. The
Yeah.
important thing is that you look good.
The same's true. I mean,
Pish posh.
You could
Side
say that
effects.
about
Those are
diet and
down the
exercise
road.
too, though, right? Like people who lose weight through diet and exercise, when they stop diet and exercise, 100% of the time gain the weight.
I remember.
You gotta keep it up.
MTV had one of those. What was it, like True Life, where it was like people who got the weight loss surgery.
Oh,
and that kid got the lap band, the one that like goes around, so it, like your intestines has like a band around it, so food doesn't get through as quick. Kid lost like 100 pounds. He's like, all right, I think I could take the lap band off. That'll be fine. And it's like the day he gets the lap band on, he goes to the diner. He's like, let me get 2 milkshakes. And he's like, well, I'll just treat myself a little bit. He's like, let me get 2 more milkshakes. I watched this motherfucker drink like 10 milkshakes, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to work. And then it was like 6 months later, and he was like, God fucking damn it.
Oh, it happened again. And it will happen. I guess if the only reason you're not eating a bunch is because you are inducing a chemical that forces you not to, and then you get rid of it, like, it's not like there's going to be any lingering discipline.
Is it ghrelin that makes you feel full?
I have no idea.
Hungry, I think.
Hungry. So maybe you could. It seems like they could, I don't know, tinker with that. And I like flip the jug around. It's sweet tea. I have drank half a gallon of sweet tea that I have been adding 4 sweet and lows to. I have been adding 4 sweet and lows to each.
It does sound good.
Oh, it was delicious. Woody, if you think sweet tea is good, you've never had super sweet tea. All right?
And you were there the whole time being like arrogant about it. Like, why can't he just enjoy a nice clean beverage like I do?
Yeah. I'm sitting there on my high horse. Just like, it's so weak. This is delicious, boys. I'm telling you, unsweet tea, 4 sweet and lows, squeeze a lemon, bunch of ice. It's cold. It's tasty. It's delicious. It's so sweet.
You're like, cover my ass on rust. My left arm's going numb.
I had been sweetening sweet tea, and I gotta say, it is delicious. But I immediately, I poured it all down the drain. I was so upset. I poured and hence since then, every time they send me a gallon of tea, I'm like, all right, this'll do. I was
when
so
you got
mad.
the next gallon of unsweet tea and you had a sip where you're like, oh.
That's why I switched sweeteners. It wasn't getting good anymore. It was terrible.
We thought it was a magic sweetener, but
yeah. Well, no. Well, I was on sweet and low, and I'm gonna get another glass anyway. I'll figure out what this sweetener is.
They're eventually gonna come out with some kind of pill where you can take it after a bad meal. And it'll somehow agitate it or make it not digestible or just
a day after
make
pill
for
something food.
Like that would be the biggest money-making thing on the planet, only in the Western world, but still. That would be domestic. That would be terrorism if you like put that in the water supply in Somalia or something. But
Taylor, let me ask you this: bigger money maker in the pharmaceutical world, weight loss or growing back hair?
Weight loss.
Yeah, it applies to women.
Yeah, it applies to women. Women are the overwhelming majority of consumers. And like there are a lot of bald fat guys too. And I bet if you asked a bald fat guy, hey, which one of these would you rather take care of? I bet I don't know. I'm not bald, so I can't say, but I would say most of them go with the fat thing instead of the bald thing because they can be like, well, if I'm not fat, I could work out, go for like a Jason Statham kind of physique, a kind of look. So
I hear you, and I think you're right. But just to take the other side for conversation's sake, bald guys pay more. I think fat guys will be like, I'll pay whatever, $5,000 to lose weight, but people will pay $50,000 to get hair somehow.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know why.
And I mean, like, it's getting to the point that hair replacement seems pretty tenable, pretty good. Like, whereas in the late 90s, early 2000s, it was like just the plug thing where it looked unnatural and like disconcerting.
And it was like in the 90s, it was like a mark of shame. You went from losing your hair to a guy who couldn't deal with losing his hair. Now you're a guy who's able to buy hair, and it's really good hair. It's probably better than people who haven't bought hair. Elon Musk is a great example. He has fantastic hair. LeBron James, different hair, also has fantastic hair. Yeah, but you can't.
Oh, they both have fake hair?
Yeah. Dude, let's look at some Elon Musk pictures.
I think I knew that about LeBron James.
Yeah, they call it the greatest comeback in sports.
LeBron James plugs. Or they're probably not called plugs anymore.
Here's
Or
an
before-
Elon Musk picture.
Before, after plugs.
Dude, he's killing it.
Man, greatest comeback of sports. LeBron's hairline may have beaten out the St. Louis Blues for the greatest comeback in sports.
Do you have a link?
Did you see that? Oh yeah. I'm looking at the one you linked right now. He was way further along than LeBron James even. Because LeBron had some side issues, it looks like, but Elon was like back at almost the crown
Black
of his
people
head.
lose their hair well, right? Oftentimes it's already super short. That's a normal black guy haircut, and it's already dark. So like you just cut it close enough. It's a better look than most white guys get.
LeBron's hair was
Probably.
gone, and he got that thing where they take the hair from the back and put it in the front. You can't even tell anymore. He was going bald in a horrible kind of way. Like it was all gone. It was awful.
People calling it the greatest comeback in sports. That's so funny. I love that. The Blues won the ESPY for the best comeback story in all 4 major sports this year.
They deserve it.
And Ryan O'Reilly, he was going to like give the little speech, and he started to give it, and he's like, "I feel like I'm going to spit on people. I need to take my tooth out real quick." And he pulled his tooth out, and then kept giving the little speech, which I thought was funny. But
yeah, they definitely deserve
LeBron.
it. That was a crazy comeback.
It was like it. Of course, when the Blues win it, they do it in this kind of dramatic way, which in my head is like, so if we're ever going to do it again, it has to be even more dramatic than
Really?
this. Do we have to be last place in February? That is just my catastrophic thinking. I don't know, but we haven't lost any players from last year yet, so hopefully we're still pretty solid. Carolina or Philly, I don't remember what Philly's acquisitions were this offseason so far, but I feel like Philly's going to be good. Carolina is on a huge upturn. They are going to be good in a few years. Yeah,
I didn't think
they
picked
re-signed
anyone up.
Sebastian Aho.
Yeah, for
because-
5 years. So that's how long we have to get something done.
Are you feeling like physically much, much better than you did when you started from the weight loss? Because Kyle and Woody have never been fat. I've been fat, and it sucks. It's
The
so.
internet said I was
it
really
sucks
fat.
so
I was
bad
definitely
to be
fat.
fat.
I was definitely
Yeah,
fat as
Kyle,
a
the
kid.
internet agreed that Kyle and I
No.
were pretty heavy.
Yeah.
I'm a Marine. Vito's a Navy SEAL Team 6, and you guys are both National Guard. In
See,
the world
Woody,
of
what
fat.
most people don't understand-
That's what this is. I've been.
What most
I've
people don't
been.
understand is
I've
our
seen a
fan base.
tiny bit of action, but Vito's been in the trenches. So, like
He's like a World War I trench soldier,
Exactly.
rotting off.
So do you feel like physically way better?
I'm just happy that it's going down at all. Like, that's the other thing is everyone's like, it sucks that I haven't made the exact challenge, but there was a lot of like retraining myself to have like better habits anyway. Like if I could start the 6 months over from like, what I've started doing now, it would be much easier. It just took time to figure out like, okay, like replace this in your diet with this and do this instead of that. But, yeah, no, I'm feeling happier. I just need I want to keep it up.
What's
This is
your-
not,
do
it's
you
not
have, like, a
about the
goal in
money.
mind? Like,
I mean, I would like to get down to I started at like 310, so which is terrible. That's the heaviest I've ever been.
Mhm.
are you
I can
like
get down to, like,
7 feet tall, perhaps?
No. I am
Oh,
6
man.
feet, luckily. Everybody always thinks I'm like a fucking midget for some reason.
You're gonna look taller if you get lean. just because skinny
Your
people
dick
look
will get
taller.
longer.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Dick
just
will
keep
get
it
longer,
going.
more usable inches down there. That's good.
Mhm.
How's your dick looking compared to the beginning of the challenge?
How's my dick looking?
Yeah, is it
I
standing
mean, it's
longer
always
and stronger?
spectacular. It's always standing proud. So
Loud and proud. Love to hear
it's
it.
hard to say. Maybe it's got a little more confidence, a little more swagger in the penis. I'd say
a little more swag, but
A little more
it's probably
confident.
because you lose some of that fupa area and you
Yeah,
start getting a
it pulls
prouder
back.
penis. Yeah,
Exactly.
so you probably have seen some gains down there, and you're like, this is pretty nice.
It presents much more proudly. It has a nice bed from which to emerge now.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it going. I mean, if I can get back down to like 250, even though that's still a fat kid weight, at least it's a more respectable fat kid weight.
Yeah.
I think because I was always a fat kid. Like in high school, I weighed 260, but I looked way worse. And then I've dieted before, so when I was like in high school, I was able to get back down to like 200, and I looked pretty okay. So
Yeah, 6 foot,
I've
200.
lost-
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, and I lost losing 60 pounds.
Stop saying it's the perfect weight for a 6 foot tall man.
Some people
Don't
are
be
saying
Taylor.
it's absolutely ideal. Listen.
Absolutely ideal. Losing
not like that
60
bitch
pounds
doctor.
felt good.
What you know?
I'm close to 190. I'm close to 190. I'm in the ones.
I am probably gonna get on because there's something other than Ozempic that my sister's taking because apparently Ozempic's like the old shit now.
Oh, really? Already?
Yeah, already. There's like some new thing that the cool
The new
kids are
hotness that'll make you
injecting
really
into
skinny.
themselves.
That sucks.
The problem
Ozempic
is that
made you
those are
sick.
all just appetite suppressants, right? Or they're going to make you like poop yourself and give you those weird gastrointestinal things where you're like farting all the time or you're having greasy shits or I don't know.
It's the appetite well, it's like, but that's the thing is like for me is look, man, I'm a fat guy like full through and through. Like if I eat food, I'm just like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me, and my brain doesn't want me to stop. It's like,
yeah.
there's more pizza.
Do you like,
I'm like, there is more pizza.
Yeah,
I do
may
a
as well
little
eat
bit
it.
of I do a
Like,
little
if you-
bit of lifting.
But if you like to do a lot of lifting and you took that strength of having a bottomless stomach, really feeling good about being overstuffed, and made that chicken
Translate
and
that
rice.
to lifting all the time.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, of eating chicken and rice and lifting all the time, you just
but
get
even
gigantic.
chicken and rice is like I'll eat like a shit ton of chicken and rice and it'll defeat the
You eat
purpose.
all you want.
No, the rice is bad.
I do
The
wonder
chicken,
about that
maybe.
because I've done this. Like I'll have fruit, like pineapples and blueberries and shit.
Yeah.
I know it's not 0 calorie, but I also just can't prove it. I just know though that no one gets fat on
Eating pineapple.
pineapples and blueberries. Like
Yeah.
if you look at go to the movie theater, pick out all the fat people and be like, are pineapples your weakness?
How many pineapples did
no.
you eat this week?
Yeah, that's not it. That's not what they're
Pineapple
having.
soda.
Now you'll cut
So-
to me in the movie theater and I'm pulling pineapples out of my jacket and just like double fisting those
Smuggled them
motherfuckers.
in.
I watched a
And a knife.
YouTube video once, and it was about they were like adding it was big muscle man. It was probably one of those things where it's like this is what professional bodybuilder gigantic eats in a day. And at one point, he's adding
A day.
spinach to his meal, and he's like, "If you're counting your spinach calories, don't count your spinach calories. I'm not allowed to curse on here. I'm sorry." Like he was about to call you a faggot or something if you're counting your calories. And it hit me. It's like, yeah, Kyle, have as much spinach every day as you want. Pretend you're Popeye if you
As much
need
as you
to.
please. Spinach?
Fill up on. And so I stopped measuring that day, and I was just triple fistful of spinach in every meal. It cooks down to nothing, but it gives you like some
Yeah.
substance.
Measuring
Dude.
spinach is psychotic.
My favorite thing to hate is spring mix. You guys familiar with spring mix?
Yeah.
Big time, yeah.
Oh my god, I have seen so many like fitness influencers be like, "This is 50 calories of almonds. This is 50 calories of chicken, and this is 50 calories of spring mix, which is like a 55-gallon drum of spring mix."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Fuck you! It's not even food. I could eat that drum of spring mix, and I still wouldn't be full."
Right.
It's not
Net
even
calories.
for human consumption. Humans don't survive off rabbit food.
No, you couldn't. If someone gave you a wheelbarrow full of spring mix and was like, "Here's your food for the next week," you have a wheelbarrow of food, like they'd show back up and you'd be dead on the floor.
They did it. So a cat is a carnivorous animal, and if you give a cat a rabbit diet, it gets diabetes and dies. Right, guys, this is science. Spring mix gives you diabetes.
We're omnivores. though.
That's true.
Stay away from that shit.
Yeah, we could. I bet we could live on spring mix. It just wouldn't be a happy life or anything.
You'd be eating all day like a rhino. Just you'd have to graze 24/7.
Like a panda. Pandas, they only eat bamboo, and it's extremely calorie.
And they're a huge loser species.
not dense.
You can live off potatoes.
Don't get me
and
started
milk,
on
though.
pandas.
I hate them.
Don't get me started on
The
those
worst
communist
bear.
fucking
Dude.
quote unquote bears. All right, those overgrown raccoons that we bow down to China and like, oh please let us borrow your pandas, please. No.
Here's the macros on a day. What do you think about this, guys? My protein 210 grams, carbs 175 grams, and fat 65 grams.
Doesn't matter. Sounds good.
That's
Yeah,
a lot.
All I
And it
heard is
came 2000
protein 210. That's a lot, but you're big, so it sounds rightish. The other two, I don't care about.
fat. Yeah. Well, yeah. So, and that's 2,000 calories.
2,000. That seems lowish, unless you're trying to lose weight fast for a guy your size.
I'm trying to lose weight, like I'm trying to drop. Definitely. And
are you doing what kind of cardio are you doing?
I do boxing, and on my rest days, I go on my bike in my garage and I bike it for 50 minutes. Like,
how many steps do you do outside of your actual workouts?
Oh, like 10,000, 9,000.
It's
tough to say. It's tough to say.
So it sounds like you're probably dropping several pounds a week right now, like 3 or 4 pounds a week.
3 on average.
Yeah,
3 on average.
Damn, man.
And you know what? Being a big guy, like to the people listening, like that happens very quickly.
Yeah, you're dialed in. That's what you're. It's perfect. Yeah.
That's good. I don't know.
Wait, you don't need any tips. You're clearly working with somebody who knows what they're doing. I think you're just
I do. Yeah, I do.
You're coming here like, hey guys, you got any tips? I got this perfect diet. It's kind of dialed in. I drop 3 pounds a week.
Oh, no, have you noticed how strong and lean I am? Any tips for me?
That's because I'm like a month into this like 16-week thing that I was just like, sure,
asking for beard growing. Hey guys, how can I make my mustache a little thicker? Do you got any tips for me?
Asking the wrong motherfucker.
I wanted to show and tell our diets because like for me, eating lunch, it's like I don't eat beef anymore. I haven't had beef in a long time.
If you want. I'm real proud of mine because mine is something Derek put together and spent like days and days like making for me. And when I asked for a diet, I thought he was going to copy paste something, and he asked me a bunch of questions and then didn't get back to me for like I was like, hey, about that diet. He's like, I'm working on it, and like days went by and he gave it to me. So I'm real happy with the one I've got.
You know who wrote my diet is actually a YouTuber that I watch a ton of Derek. Yeah. It was a YouTuber that I watched before that, even like kind of in the early fitness culture days when I was like kind of fit for myself, like 6 years ago. I was watching this guy, Louis Marco. And he used to he made like funny videos, informational videos. He would share videos. But yeah, he wrote me up a program and like I hit him up every week. I send him my weight and pictures and he adjusts things along the way. The diet is different now from what it was. But it's like, yeah, I eat bison broth. And like I said to you, Woody, before, like people are just like, oh, you eat like what Woody eats. Mine is chicken, though. I hate fucking chicken.
Yeah, we'll keep the chicken out of it.
I hate it. How come you eat it all the time?
Dude, I eat chicken like if you add turkey, I probably eat chicken or turkey 360 days a year.
Yeah,
that's
like,
crazy.
Yeah.
And what you, Kyle? You just eat beef, or
it's almost all bison when I'm dialed 100% in. It's the vertical diet with a couple of things. I refuse to eat the goddamn carrots. I'm sorry, Derek. I won't eat them. I won't eat your fucking. I hate. It's like a handful of raw carrots every day, and I just remember like it's 4 a.m. at the beginning of the workout process. It's 4 a.m. I feel like shit, and I just have powered through some cold rice with my runny eggs. So I'm this close to vomiting. I'm this close to vomiting. And I'm in there like drinking my cold bone broth. Now I'm this close to vomiting. And
what's the bone broth for?
Collagen, I think. Pretty sure it's collagen. I also use a collagen protein powder when I'm again like being. See, the thing is, a lot of the stuff that I do and like to do is excessive. It's about like squeezing another percentage out. If you watch Star Trek, we can get a little nerdy here. Geordi LaForge, he's the engineer, and he's just like, I made the warp conduits 0.001% more efficient. But he does that every episode. So after years of doing that, the Enterprise is just slick and fast and efficient. Because every day Geordi LaForge has been in there squeezing that little half of a percentage out of those engines, those warp coils, those fucking made up whoozy whatsits. And I like that. I like that. If you're relentlessly Spartan like that, then like that bitch in your blood, that part of you that wants to cheat, like he doesn't even have any ground to stand on. You don't even like give him a microphone. That guy who would talk about donuts. It's like, motherfucker, I don't even know what flour looks like anymore. Like, let him know, like I eat my shit raw now. I killed this buffalo. Like when you get to that level, like that bitchy guy who wants to eat gummy bears and fucking go to Dairy Queen, like. He doesn't even open his mouth anymore because he knows what's coming. Because you're so hard. Dude, I took an ice bath last night. You think I'm going to eat a fucking gummy bear? Not, you're not going to do it.
Even during my cut, though, I didn't go to that level. And I don't think I was at the level Harley is now. It was more like, oh, I want a sustainable lifestyle change. Something
Nothing I'm talking about is required.
I like hit him up and I was like, hey, this YouTuber friend of mine, he had this crazy transformation and I want some of that. I want to touch that. No, I actually I hit him up. He always uploads these great transformations, and Kyle was absolutely inspiring also doing it. And then you as well over time, I'd be like, no, it's true. You started exercising and eating well, and I just felt like everyone around me was doing it, and I was kind of falling apart. And that's why I took the boxing match. I was like, oh, I need to fight someone, so the threat of getting slapped up will whip me into shape. And it did, but after the boxing match, I was kind of like not doing anything. I was just maintaining. I was boxing a little bit, and I got I went out and I got super fucked up. Tried 2 brand new drugs, which is a crazy thing to do at 37. And a lot of people don't like fucking with drugs now, but I'm really happy with life and nothing's going on. So when a bad trip happens, I'm like, let me figure this out. And I just at that time was like, you know what, this was fun. Cutting loose and doing whatever, but I'm going to kind of take on a project. So I hit up this guy that I really enjoy watching his videos, and he wrote me a program, and it's just I imagine it can't be that far off from what Kyle was doing. Yeah, so I guess I just gotta hook up the testosterone at this point and whatever else, you know what I mean? But I wanted to start doing something for myself, making changes, but I had a long way to go.
I think it's important to put into perspective like what each of these things we're talking about, how they weigh against each other, because we're talking about them all like they're equal, right? Make sure you don't eat peanuts. That's equally as important as maybe walking 10,000 steps a day. What's really important is consistency, but you don't have to do most of that stuff. I'll say this, you could add some testosterone, everything is easier, and I don't just mean a little bit. It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. That would be my first recommendation. It's if you were gonna do one thing, it would be testosterone, because you could eat like shit. Because people, if you start taking the testosterone and do nothing else, you will get leaner and stronger in 6 months.
Everyone says you won't. You think you will?
I saw that study. Is that bullshit? Of the one with lean muscle mass gain from untrained individuals versus training individuals, and then they had 3 study groups: one that was training on sauce, one training not on sauce, and one laying there doing nothing on sauce. And the people on sauce beat the untrained people who were trying. Beat the people trying without sauce. It was so close. It was so
you might be right. I'm going by what YouTubers
and watch Seinfeld
say,
or go work out. Or do both at the same fucking time and be a god.
Look like an Adonis. Hell yeah.
I mean, every one of every one of your action star superhero motherfuckers on a screen that looks good, magazine cover people, anybody on a bottle
your gym,
of something.
In your gym, even in your gym, if you think that guy has a phenomenal body at your gym, he probably is too.
We're all juicing, bro. Get on board. It makes you healthy. It's not like you do some Arnold Schwarzenegger crazy shit that's gonna damage you.
When I started boxing though and working out, I was just so bitch made before that I felt like I was higher testosterone when I started doing higher T activities. I just wasn't doing anything. So that just happened anyways. And I never felt I felt like if I'm going to hit it into overdrive, let me hit NOS once I get to my natural max speed.
Sure.
Once I'm at max speed, then I'll hit the NOS. Yeah.
When you first started boxing, were you surprised at how bad your cardio was?
Yeah. Shocked at everything.
Oh.
Everything. I was bad punching. I was shocked at how weak so many different styles of punching I was at, which still occurs. There's a lot of weakness in boxing, and I see that all the time.
I have a quick little thing about so I hear a lot of people say that you should wait and you should be well trained and fit and already have your diet and your workout all under your belt before you start any sort of performance enhancing stuff. First of all, if it's TRT, you should start immediately, because just get your testosterone levels good, is healthy. But all that aside, oh shit, don't lose the thought. I lost it.
Not just testosterone.
Wait, hitting NOS
Kyle,
at max.
It was about using
T
when you've achieved your maximum NAT potential first.
I know a guy who was out of shape, not doing anything, and he went right into the T on my recommendation, mind you. Let me tell you what this man has done since then. He was working as a lowly clerk. I won't be too specific, but He had a lady boss always breathing down his neck. He had another cute employee he was too afraid to go after. Okay. This is a wage slave getting stepped on every day by the matriarchy. Can't step up, borderline incel with this girl that he works with. He starts pumping iron, taking tea, grows himself a 6 stash. Okay. You know what happens one day when the boss starts running her mouth at him, giving him a hard time? Pow! Right in the kisser. Punched this lady. He punched her the fuck out with his big, muscly testosterone arms. The girl and he's like, "Fuck you! I'm out of here." And the girl sees this and it's like, "I'm going with him. I'm going with him." She goes with him and starts dating him because she's found a real man, one that won't take any shit lying down anymore. Now he's at a new place, has the same job as the woman he punched out. She came to him the other day looking for work at his place.
All started with testosterone.
Move along. He's moved up in every conceivable way. Oh, and he's a big boy. He looks scary. He looks like, I don't know, like one of the bad guys in a video game. Like not the main bad guy, but like one of his minions.
One of the thugs, yeah.
You take him out in like level 2.
Exactly. I think this guy's advanced. I think he can beat up more than just Karens now. He can beat up small men.
Oh, he can take a small man, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Unlocking his final form.
I love his rags to riches story. Like, first he beat up a woman who was kind of annoying.
This woman
the patriarchy holding us down.
She's over here taking money out of the register and she confronts him about it.
That's probably
what do you mean, bitch? Ugh. Come on, lady. We're out of here. Testosterone, bitch.
All right, Josh, what did you eat today?
Man, I've had one thing and it was a fajita wrap. It was chicken bacon ranch fajitas.
From where?
So,
you made it yourself?
My wife did, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Some grilled chicken and
to eat so far today.
Bell peppers. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't eat breakfast, man. I'm for some reason really nauseated in the mornings. It's been like that for like 10 years now. I don't get hungry for like 3 hours after I wake up.